I now give the floor to Madame Le Pen for the ENF group.
Thank you, President. I hope you were using your fourth blue card later in the debate. So, you started out with a principle which you seem to be using your very own way, which is democracy. After British Brexit, we find the Wallonian Assembly actually doing its job, and that seems quite surprising to you. Its job is, of course, to defend Walloons. Amazing. So this treaty, which you've secretly been negotiating with Canada, and which was supposed to come into force before actually being ratified, which I'm sure you'd agree is absolutely scandalous, so they think this treaty is not in the interest of people. I'm sure that a few extremely rich multinationals are delighted with the treaty, but the vast majority of our people aren't. A university in the United States has actually evaluated its consequences. The loss of 45,000 jobs in France, 200,000 in Europe, a drop in wages, reduction of public policy making, a drop in growth, increase in public deficits. Don't tell us that the Walloons are blocking the rest of Europe. That's simply wrong. The fact is, the Walloons are the only people in Europe who actually had the chance to vote. People seem to be suggesting now that they weren't properly informed, or perhaps they've simply started opening their eyes to the disaster which European liberal policies have led to. Somebody said this morning Europe's about peace. However, in your impotent rage, you're now threatening to use force. You're denouncing Mr. Magnette and his ultimatums, his authoritarian manoeuvring. No, I'm very sorry. A sovereign parliament spoke out. Either you accept it or you resign. Any other choice would simply be an effort to kill and stifle democracy. I'm sure Mr. Schulz will forgive me exceeding my speaking time by a few moments if I come back to what you said beforehand about protectionism, a concept which the European institutions are unanimous in denouncing. Perhaps I could tell you that this is a spectacular ideological victory which, as you know all too well, always precedes political victories.
Madame Le Pen, Mr. Coburn has a question for you. Go ahead, Mr. Coburn.
Thank you much, Mr. President. Madame Le Pen. I thought I didn't need one of these, but thank you very much anyway. Thank you, Mr. President. Madame Le Pen, with the Wallonians halting the trade treaty with Canada, would you not agree with me that the British are better off leaving the European Union, where we don't have to have 27 other people agreeing, 27 other people and Wallonia agreeing to any future trade treaties? Wouldn't France be better off joining Britain in a Frexit so that France can have the same privileges to make her own trade treaties with the world and get France out of the catastrophic economic mess that Monsieur Hollande has put it? Thank you, Madame.
Mr. Coburn, the fact is, I believe the overwhelming majority of the peoples of Europe agree with you. Only their elites believe the contrary. They betray them on a daily basis, and they try to continue a system which is collapsing. This is why I'm in favour of a referendum, not only for my own country, but also, I'm a generous person by nature. I feel that all people in Europe should have the opportunity to speak out on this matter.